Oh boy, there you are. And here am I. It has certainly been a while. My apologies for the wait. Anyway, I'd like to thank anyone who waited all this time in support and suspense, waiting for me to get my lazy ass up and finally make content. Well, the wait's finally over, and thanks to my new rig, rightfully named Grim Jr., by the way, we have an unprecedented gaming experience, not only for me, but for you as well. Before we continue with the rest of this episode, I want to tell you about my plans for uploads. And here they are. Weekly to bi-weekly uploads. They are going to be random videos, whether that's about gaming or not. Videos may be inspired by feedback, or they might not. It depends on my mood. Anyway, that is all I have to tell you about. Sorry for the lengthy and boring beginning. Let's get to what you're here for. So, the cannon itself is pretty darn chunky. Now, this is a 255 nuke with fusion, obviously, and double AP. Now, I will be explaining that a little bit more as we go on, but to show you first, I just wanted to show you how the insides work. So, coming over here, we see obviously a very big booster. The reason why we had that was because in order to make it so compact, because this AP would obviously take up a lot of space, in order to make it a little bit more compact, we had to actually not put this here, like put this here next to this booster so that it would get over there more efficiently, because if we did that, then this would obviously be tangled up with this, so it would be not working as well, or not working at all. So because of that, this is a little bit further away, and yeah, so it needs a little bit more boost to get here, and then it to triangle all the way through to the other side. Now, I know, there's another way to do this, and I don't like that just because, I don't know, that's not really how I like to do my APs, is putting it on the side. I like to have it in the middle. I think it looks a little bit nicer, and honestly, it makes your guys' life a little bit easier when trying to figure out how to adjust everything. So yeah, that's my reasoning for that. Now, the barrel is the next coolest part of this cannon, I think. And that's because I have never seen anyone do it like this, probably because it is kind of toxic. I say kind of, just because it looks bad, but functionality wise, it's actually pretty cool. Now, how it works is, yeah, I know that there's a hole here, but that doesn't matter, because this is our power. Our power will get moved into here onto this ladder and then get boosted up to here, which you can take this trapdoor out and it can move over here, which is the cool part, because then you can be shooting this way instead. So that's sort of double function. And removing this trapdoor, it doesn't really affect, what am I trying to say, distance. It doesn't affect the distance that it goes. It'll still shoot the same distance. Either way, this exposure is also meant to where Z is favored in more than both Y and X. So that what that means is that your cannon is going to be shooting very far, but you're not going to be getting much Y exposure. And that's not really too big of an issue, especially because with the cost of it, you're probably going to be having a pretty big faction anyway rating. So in the end, it really doesn't matter that much. Next part, I want to get to, what do I want to get to next? Yes, so you're probably wondering, why do I have two nukes on here? Now, this is not two nukes, actually. One of them, the top one specifically, is an AP. And this type of AP was actually, I first saw it from Dragon Airbender. I'm not sure if he was the one who made it. I don't think so. But you can tell me if I'm wrong on that. But yeah, so essentially how this works is in his video, which his was a 1.5, this is only a 3-second. It it shot so fast so that when the next shot came in, this would essentially be like a normal AP because it was going so fast that you didn't need another power shooting an AP. Since this is only a 3-second, we can't really do that. So I added this second AP to this 3-second just because it helps clear out any additional clutter. Now, when people are patching and it's a high stress situation, let's say you're force raiding a faction, it's useful to have this even if your cannon isn't super fast, because if someone doesn't patch right and there's an air pocket, it'll still AP some of the patching. So it can end up being worthwhile because that could mean that you just need, you could skip out on another 4, 6, maybe even a few dozen shots throughout the entire raid, and that can be very useful if you're going through many, many walls. Now, the nuke here is a pretty standard nuke. Not really much to explain about that. Slab bust down here. Timer. So timer, this is 3-second timer. Not much else to talk about with that. Game ticks, game ticks. What else do I need to talk about? I think it's time, and I think you guys are ready to see it fire. So let's do that now. So let's go ahead and fire it once, just to show you guys sort of what it does. Sand drops down into there. That goes, and then just like that, it will split the wall. Obviously, obby is kind of hard to break. As you can see, we did a little bit of damage. We will get that in the next shot, as you will see here. It's simply not a powerful enough nuke to be able to take care of all of that obsidian in one go. So we'll go ahead and just do it in 2 shots, which for most of you will be no issue at all, especially considering that you will be wanting to do as much damage as possible, and this will leave little bits of garbage just all over your enemy's walls, which in the long term, trust me, is very, very annoying. As you can see with many, many walls, patching this would not exactly be the most fun thing to do, especially if you're the only one doing it. Could be very discouraging. Anyway, that's what we do 2 shots. Let's go ahead and auto it a little bit just to show you guys that it actually does work. Yeah, we'll go ahead and see that. Again, nukes all the way down. Nukes all the way down to bedrock. Slab bust is pretty good. You're not going to really run into any problems unless, you know, your enemy is putting on like literally like 60 slabs. But even then, you could just add more. Yeah, it does that occasionally. It's probably just a server thing. But anyway, so getting back to it, I wanted to show you guys the AP too and sort of explain how that works real quick. So let's say you're using this cannon to force raid someone, and obviously 3 seconds is kind of slow on some servers, but on others it is very, very fast. And again, the cost of it is about 2,500 TNT a shot, so not exactly the cheapest. But at this point, I mean, you're using this for force raiding, so I wouldn't think that you'd be worrying about cost too much at this point. But let's say that you're raiding someone and you know you want to get through their patches, because that is the main goal, is getting in the base. So they patch it somehow like this, right? And you have a big old line just going all the way through, making your life an absolute hell. Now, you could just adjust the barrel. That is one possible solution. But in the end, some people just don't like taking the time to do that. So we'll just go ahead and not have to with this AP. And I will show you exactly what that does in just a second when we are ready to fire, which we will just go ahead and do. Or actually, we have to adjust the barrel first. We have to put it there. And now we will auto it. So what you're about to see is a mixture of tunneling and perfect timing for after the nuke camera goes off. So the nuke camera will split the wall initially. Then the AP will come through, and it will then take out the the patch that happened, as you saw there. So it basically, it's like a tunnel, but higher up. That's all you really need to know. If you know how a tunnel works, I will sort of be explaining that in a different video, probably down the road, but not right now because, yeah, that'll just be a different video on its own, because it's sort of explaining like game ticks and stuff like that. But let's go ahead and stop this. Sound clip isn't that big, so keep that in mind. But as I said, you'll probably be having a pretty big faction to back you up on the sand side of things, so hopefully that's not too big of an issue. Especially for the range that you get with this cannon, it's actually pretty good. Explaining the barrel, as I said, it has a lot of Z adjust, so it works very well on that side of things. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the cannon. There's not much else to it. I will be getting rid of this. This was just a test thing. I can't actually do all of that, so I'll be putting it back. I might add, I don't know. I'll add something else at the end of the video if I add something else to this to have more red sand, but it's just going to be one column probably. But yeah. So I hope you guys liked this video. Let me know in the comments if there's any other cannons you want to see, because I don't know, I've been kind of running out of ideas on what to make. I feel like I've made almost everything that I want to make, and if you want something specific sorry, I'm dying. If you want something specific, let me know, and I will try and get around to making that. But anyway, yeah, have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.